Welcome to the Kirklees College Virtual Open Day for equine courses at Hargate Hill. If you have any questions, then please type them into chat and we will answer them at the end of the presentation.
Hi, I'm Becky Cooper. I work at Kirklees College in the Equine department. Welcome to the Virtual Open Day. At Kirklees College, we run a BTEC Level 2 Horse Care course, which is a one-year course, and we run Level 3 Sitting Guilds Technical qualifications, which can either be a one-year course or a two-year course, depending on what you are wanting to do. The Level 2 requires 4 GCSEs at grade 3 and above, and a Level 3 requires 5 GCSEs at a grade 4 or above, including a science, or a merit at Level 2 and including maths and English. The Level 3 course runs over 3 days. 2 days are practical and 1 day is theory. The Level 2 course runs over 2 days. Both of the days on the Level 2 course are carried out at the stables, which is at Hargate Hill in Glossop. The Level 3 course, the 2 practical days are carried out at the Hargate Hill stables at Glossop, and 1 day is currently done on Teams, and that is when all the theory subjects and units are covered. Learners who need to get from Huddersfield to Glossop will be taken in the minibus. There is 150 hours of work placement. Some of the work that is done at the stables will take up some of those 150 hours. There's also trips and visits, which can be included in the 150 hours. But learners will need to get themselves a work placement to be able to get experience within the industry and fulfil this part of the course. The benefits of studying this course. So it is a mix between theory and practical, and it is split between the main campus and the yard. There's a chance to ride a wide range of horses depending on your experience. We have nice quiet horses for less experienced riders, and we have some challenging horses for more experienced riders. There is a work placement, so you learn all the ins and outs of working at a professional yard and get a real understanding of what it's like to work with horses full time. There is a chance to work with highly qualified and experienced tutors. We all have our own yards, we all coach freelance, and we all compete ourselves or train competition riders as well. So that means that we all are really at the top of our game. We have a clear understanding of current rules and regulations within the industry, and we're out there actually doing it, not just talking about it. There is the opportunity to go on trips and visits, including a residential trip at the end of the course. Newmarket is always a favourite, where we get to go around the National Stud and we get to go to a trainer's yard. We watch the horses on the gallops, amongst other things. So it's a really good opportunity. So the facilities that we have at Hargate Hill, we have 3 outdoor arenas, one 20 by 40, one large flat outdoor arena used just for flat work, and a large jumping outdoor arena where we keep a permanent course of show jumps. There is also a large indoor school which has recently had a nice new waxed surface put on it. It's light and airy and great for in the winter time when it's raining or windy and cold. We have a nice barn full of stables that the college uses. The tack rooms are at one end of the stable barn, and it also includes a solarium and a hot water shower for the horses. So the equipment needed for the course, obviously footwear for the yard and riding boots, riding hats that must be up to British standards PAS 015 or VG1. Make sure they've got the kite mark. Some tack shops are still selling hats that aren't up to British standards. Jumpers or breeches, gloves, body protectors for jumping, and no jewellery on the yard. So if you're thinking about getting any piercings done, just make sure you get them done in plenty of time so that they can be taken out when you are at the yard. Uniform is available for students to wear when they're at the stables. It is available once they are enrolled and have an enrolment number just via the online shop. What can I do after my course? There are lots of progression opportunities. If you are on a level 2 course, you've obviously got then the opportunity to go on to one of the level 3 courses. If you are on a level 3, then you can go on to higher education if that's what you choose to do. So there are lots of different universities who specialise in equine and different specialisms within the equine industry, such as behaviour, business, nutrition, rehabilitation, dentistry, breeding. There's absolutely loads. So if you go and have a look on the universities' websites and have a look at what they offer, you'll get a really good idea of what you might like to go on to eventually. Career choices, whether you go to university or whether you go into higher education or not, there is quite a wide range. We've got quite a few students who have gone on to be competition grooms for quite famous show jumpers and event riders. Some have gone on and done freelance coaching, and some have actually opened their own riding schools and done very well that way. There's the sales side of things for learners who perhaps want to work with horses but not actually directly on a yard. So selling different sorts of feeds, tacking equipment to equestrian outlets, supplements, horse box manufacturers. We've had a few students who have gone on and worked for horse box manufacturers, including Equitrek. Insurance is another career to go into, again involved with horses but not directly, and that does offer quite a few progression opportunities within itself. Physiotherapy, dentistry, breaking and schooling, racing, studs, the list's endless. What I will say is that if you want to get a good job with horses and you are working hard and you're putting yourself out there, there are so many opportunities for you to get a really good job. They might not all be in Glossop or Huddersfield. You might need to leave home, you might need to move away from home, you might even choose to go and work abroad for a little while, but there are lots of opportunities out there. So I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening to me, and please type in any questions and I will do my very best to answer them. Thank you.
Right, I hope you found that useful. We're now going to go over to Becky, who's just given us the scare of our lives because we lost her on camera. And Becky will be able to answer your questions. Are you all right there, Becky?
Yes.
Two very scared ladies looking, thinking, where's she gone?
No, it's fine. I just wanted to get the dogs out of the way.
Okay, so over to the questions. We've got somebody who lives near Glossop and they're asking whereabouts the stables are and are they easy to access on public transport?
Yeah, they are. They're at Hargate Hill on Glossop Road. I don't know the postcode straight off the top of my head, but I think most people around Glossop would know where Hargate Hill is. They've got a website, so if you just go on the website, the website shows you the stables and it shows you the directions, and it gives you clear directions on there. But yeah, it's straight off the main road. It's very easy to get to.
Okay, and then the next question relates actually to the stables as well. As do you know if we can visit the stables or when that will be possible?
Don't know when it's going to be possible yet, but yes, as soon as we are able to, we will organise an open day up at the stables, and I think we'll probably open a day when, if we can, obviously because of the current situation, we'll probably have a welcome day or a day when we can invite applicants to come up and probably have a taster day or something like that.
Okay, thank you. I think if memory serves me right, we've got the video of the centre, but actually Hargate Hill's website's quite good for pictures as well with the centre as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's got quite a bit on there, and a little bit about the college as well.
Yeah. We've got, does the minibus still run from Huddersfield to take students to Glossop?
It does. It leaves Huddersfield, it leaves the waterfront on Manchester Road at 8:30 in the morning. It's completely free, takes the students over to Glossop, gets us there for about 9:30, and then we leave usually about 4 o'clock, gets back to Huddersfield sort of 4:45.
Okay, is there a limit on the number of places at level 2?
I mean, obviously, if we get a lot of applicants, what we have done in the past when we've had lots and lots of applicants is we've actually put on a second course, so we've run two groups. So if we get an awful lot of applicants, then that's what we would do.
Okay, a question about actually back to the minibus travel. Does bad weather ever impact on travel getting to the stables?
So we've got the normal route that we take, which is over the tops. Then we've got a B plan, a C plan and a D plan. And if it all goes wrong, we keep a close eye on the weather, and the weather can be very different over there to what it is in Huddersfield. So, you know, we make sure that the people in Huddersfield talk to the people in Glossop, and if it looks as though it's going to be dodgy at all, we come over early. And I would be lying to say, you know, that that we've never had to cancel days, because we have, but generally it's not a problem.
Okay, we've got a question. Is there a lot of practical in this course? Yeah.
So the level 2, both days are at the stables. There are some theory, but a lot of the theory is mixed in with practical. With the level 3, there's 2 days at the college, 2 days at the stables and 1 day theory. And so obviously that theory day is just theory. There's quite a lot of theory. It is a level 3 course, and so obviously the standard of the course has got to be level 3. You can go on to university, so there's got to be quite a bit in there, but there's also an awful lot of practical. It's a very practical based course, really.
We've got a question. Is it the BTEC or City and Guilds qualification now?
So the level 2 is BTEC still. The level 3 now is a City and Guilds.
Okay. Can I use my own horse for lessons?
Okay. Right. So sometimes we do allow people to come in on their own horses. We do have students who keep their own horses at Hargate Hill, and we do allow them to use their own horses now and again. Not all the time, but now and again, as long as they are safe and they're not kickers or anything like that. And then occasionally, as long as the owners of Hargate Hill are happy, we do allow you to bring your own horse, again, as long as we've risk assessed it and it's not going to kick and it's not going to be silly. We do allow own horses to come in, as long as the owners of Hargate Hill are happy with it, and as long as you have somebody to bring it and somebody to take it away again, because what we don't want is somebody bringing the horse, leaving it there all day, in a trailer because it's not fair on the horse, and then yeah, for welfare reasons.
Okay, we've got a question around work placements. Is there help to find a work placement, and what kind of opportunities are there?
Yeah. So we have a work placement officer who has a bank of work placements that we can use, and ones that we use regularly. And we have tack shops and feed stores, we've got livery yards, riding schools, we have got some competition yards. So it depends a little bit on where you're based, and it depends on how far you can travel and how easy it is for you to be able to travel to and from the work placement provider. If you've got somewhere specific that you'd really like to go, then it's a good idea to try and get that sorted early, because obviously the popular places get taken up really quickly. So if you wanted to go to a particular competition yard, or for instance to an equine vets, you know, get your name in early, especially vets, because they're quite difficult to get in.
Okay, got a question. Do students compete? I'm presuming they mean competitions.
Yeah, so we do have some sort of little in-house competitions, especially around the end of term, so Easter, and then at Christmas and Easter, and then at the end of the year we do some little in-house competitions. One of them we tie in with the riding on the flat, so they do a dressage competition for that, which ties up actually with one of their assessments. Some of the students compete obviously outside of college on their own horses, but yeah, internally we do just have some little in-house competitions for the learners.
Okay, I think we've been asked this before around riding lessons. Do the students pay for their riding lessons, or is it part of the course?
No, the course is all free, as long as you're 16 to 19. If you're over 19, there's funding issues which obviously you can discuss with the college, but for normal school leavers, then it's all free, and that includes all the riding.
Okay, as a parent, do I get the same updates as I would at school about my child's progress?
I'm not really sure what updates you might get at school, but yeah, we do keep in touch with parents. We have, each student has an EILP which is their own sort of computer page, which parents can access to find out if any comments or anything like that on it. And you know, we do try to keep in contact with parents as much as we can. We do have parents' evenings, and we have the opportunity for parents to come and visit us. Yeah.
Okay, and we also have something called Parent Portal, where when your child enrolls, you're sent information on Parent Portal, which is basically your way of overseeing how attendance is if they're submitting their work. Do we envisage classes will start in September as normal?
Hope so. Hope so. We are back at the yard now. I had the first day back at the yard today. We have had to split classes because we couldn't have the whole group there in one day, because we needed to keep social distancing, and we need to keep so we're not back to normal yet, but hopefully by September we should be. Yeah.
Okay, and level 3, there's just a bit of confusion over if it's 1 year or 2 years.
So it depends on which course you want to do. There's a level 3 certificate, and there's a level 3 extended diploma, technical diploma. So you can start on a 1 year course and then top up to a 2nd year if you want to, or you could just do the 1 year if you wanted to. It just depends on what suits your plans and what you want to do.
Okay, do we still do the HNC equine?
No, the BTEC cut that. BTEC stopped that a couple of years ago, unfortunately.
Okay, do you have any employers coming in to lessons to support learning?
Not particularly. We do try and get some talks, and we have the learners that go out on work placement, so obviously they get employer links there. Everybody who works in the college themselves, in the equine department, all work in other sides of the equine industry as well. So, you know, I think we've got quite a broad depth of knowledge between us, really, for learners to ask questions and to find out more from us. We do some trips and visits. I should just put, so we do some trips and visits. So for instance, you know, when we go out, we go to various places which involves talks from different people who within the equine industry, different employers. So we do get some that way.
Okay, we've got a question around the assessment methods at level 3. Is it all based on one exam or is it continuous assessment? So
at level 3, there are exams and there is also assessment. So there's what we call the synoptic assessment, which is an assessment where we assess all the learning that they've had that year. Towards the end of the year, they have a synoptic assessment, and they have a couple of weeks where they know the brief before they actually do the assessment, and it is partly theory and partly practical. They're given a scenario that then they have to go and fulfill. As I say, some of it's written and some of it's practical. There is also a multiple choice health and safety exam and a biology exam. At the end of the year as well, there is a final exam, the Sitting Gills, the final exam, which they have to sit, which again takes cross section of everything really that they've learnt that year. Then there are other units as well that go alongside, which we just assess we just assess that unit. So for instance, the riding unit, we just assess that isn't in the synoptic assessment or in the final exam. That's one that we assess ourselves.
Okay, we've got a couple of questions, Becky, around applications, so I'll answer them for you. Yes, we are still open for applications. You can go to the college website, find the course that you're interested in and apply online. We are actually just working with Becky because we're not interviewing face to face, but Becky obviously needs to be able to see evidence that you can ride for these courses and the level of riding skills that she would normally assess at an interview. So we are working with that, and information will go out to applicants. We don't have a deadline at the minute, but we do recommend people get their applications in, ideally by Easter, Springbank at the latest, so we can assess the number of places that are available. If you're at a Kirklees school, then you get into we are still accepting applications via that. Enrolment, we hope, will be taking place in August, and that will be either online or face to face, and further information will be sent to applicants closer to the time. That's actually all the questions that have been typed in, so I will end the session there. Thank you, Becky. I hope you found that useful. If you'd like to attend any of our other virtual events, then further information is available on our website www.kirkleescollege.ac.uk/virtual open days. On there we also have some presentations, videos of centres and previous events that you can watch. Thank you for attending the event. I hope you found it useful. If you have any further questions, you can email info@kirkleescollege.ac.uk or telephone 01484 437 070. Both that number and the email address are available on the website. A member of the team is available until 7:15 tonight to deal with any phone calls or emails, and then the information office will reopen in the morning at 9 o'clock. A recording of this presentation will be put on the college website later in the week if you would like to go back and watch it again. Thank you very much for attending.